Welcome to Mosaic Stitchcraft. I'm your host, Melanie O'Kane, owner of Yarn Mosaics and the creator of the Overlay Mosaic Crochet Pattern Maker. I am thrilled to have you join me today for another exciting mosaic crochet adventure. If you're passionate about crochet and love creating stunning patterns with a pop of color, you've come to the right place. In each of our videos, we'll explore the art of mosaic crochet, share tips, tricks, and step-by-step tutorials to help you master this beautiful technique. So grab your yarn and hook and let's dive into the world of mosaic crochet together. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's get started. Hey guys, so today we are going to look at the anatomy of a mosaic crochet chart, namely an overlay mosaic crochet chart. But before we begin, I just wanted to make a little announcement that I am sick, so I sound terrible. I apologize in advance for that. I've got a bottle of water here and I'm going to try to muddle my way through this, but a lot of people have been asking me for this video, so I wanted to get it out there to you. But this is for people who know how to crochet and have a good basic skill set for just regular crochet. If you don't know how to crochet yet, you might want to learn how to do that first and then jump back over to this video and others to learn more about mosaic crochet. But we're going to look at just a general mosaic crochet chart for just a single pattern with no repeats, and then one that shows how to do the repeat if you're making like a blanket or something bigger like that. So a couple of things to keep in mind first. Every designer is going to make their chart a little different. So not every chart from every designer is going to look the same as far as appearance of the chart, or maybe the abbreviations they use or whatnot. But the basics for everyone that you get should be the same, okay? And so just keep that in mind in the future as you buy more and more patterns. You're going to notice that each designer has their own spin on the chart, but the basic things should be the same universally. So here is a pattern I did a long time ago of this cute little reindeer. And when you read and when I say mosaic crochet chart, here I'm referring to overlay mosaic crochet. Okay, so just remember that as we go through this. But you always start reading it from the bottom to the top and right to left. So it's exactly the opposite of how we in America here read. We read this way and then boom and then boom. It's exactly the opposite. So you start down here. That's always going to be the case unless you're working from the center out, but that's a completely different beast. So let's not even worry about that. And you're going to see over here, this is where the color changes for each row are indicated. That should be pretty universal as well. This is going to be somewhere. And sometimes people do their A's and B's backwards, and my A might be somebody else's B. And that's really irrelevant in the scheme of things. As long as you follow the pattern, you'll be fine. It's just the color changes are always over here. Or somewhere. Very close there. You should always have something marked for the border stitches, in my opinion. And here I have it abbreviated with BS for border stitch. And it's always on either side of the row. So you start each row with a border stitch and you end the row with a border stitch. And a border stitch, here I go, can't help myself. A border stitch is when you work the single crochet through both loops of the stitch. And it's always on the ends, and it's right before you cut your yarn and leave your string at the end there. That's pretty universal. Another thing that's universal is if a cell is empty in the chart, that means that it's a back loop single crochet. And if the cell has a symbol in it, excuse me, then you need to look at the symbol, and there should be a key of some sort, unless unless it's just the blank cell in the X, because that is is as basic as it gets with these charts. Sometimes then there won't be a key, but if it's empty, it's a back loop single crochet, and if it has the X in it, it's a front loop double crochet 2 stitches down. Excuse me, I gotta take a drink again. I was just at a wedding, and now we're finding out how many people were sick at the wedding, and now everybody else is getting sick. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, so we talked about the symbols, we talked about the empty cells. Let's see here. Okay, so in the chart itself, when you're reading it, and again, you read it from the bottom to the top, right to left. When you're reading the chart, you aren't looking at what color it is in the chart that you're looking at. You're looking at what's in the cell. Okay, always remember that. So for example, in this row, we're working with our A color. And as we go along, you'll see in the chart visually, the A color changes to the B color. That does not mean that right here in the chart, you have to change colors. Because if you were doing that, you would be doing tapestry crochet. Okay, you continue crocheting this row with the A color, except now you're doing single crochets. See that? Then this next one, see, you're still using A color. It goes back to the actual A color, and now we're doing the drop double crochets for the rest of the row, and we're ending with a border stitch, and we're tying, we're fastening off, cutting our yarn. So you look at what's in the cell and not the color of the cell when you're working with the chart, because again, the color of the cell, color of that row is indicated over here and over here in my charts. Okay, what else? I'm trying hard not to make this like a double where I'm teaching you how to crochet using the Mosaic Crochet technique and just sticking to reading the charts. It's a little hard. So you'll see I dropped down to this next chart, and this is made to repeat. Okay. So when you're repeating, we're talking about, we're going to make this, you know, it's going to be 20, we're going to crochet 24 stitches in the row, and then we want to do it again because we've got way more stitches to cover because we're making a blanket. Okay, so here it's written for that purpose. You'll see you start with, like, we'll call it, you know, part of the head here, and then as you go along, you come and you see, okay, well, I'm starting to make like maybe the back half of the head here. and then you repeat it, but you stay within this red boxed in area. So you're working from here to here, then back to here, to here, then back to here, to here. Repeating it however many times you need to in the pattern, okay? Then when you come to the end, you're going to have an extra stitch in here I call the last stitch, LS. You only crochet this last stitch when you're at the very end of your row and you're ready to fasten off. Then when you're at that point, you crochet this last stitch, then your border stitch, then fasten off, and then come back over here and change colors. Okay, that's what this last stitch is for. And again, I've got it notated down here in the key area to repeat within this red boxed in area. And then as you repeat it, it will look the way it should look. Versus if you just took the other pattern and just said, okay, I'm done, now I'm going to start it over again without having that last stitch, then you're going to have like big gaps in between the heads, the whole pattern. See? It'll be this, and then you'll start it again, and then again and again, versus just working it like this, and then having that last stitch. You'll see, when you start doing it, you'll see it makes more sense once you start doing it. But again, got a key down here, and I would say that's pretty common as well. And then you just go along, and when you're getting ready to finish, like here for instance in this repeating pattern, when you're getting ready to say, I am done, stick a fork in me, I am done, then you will fasten off and border stitch fasten off, and you'll be done. Yeah, I am trying to think of anything else. I think that covers it. But as always, you guys drop me a line. I try to get to all my messages. I respond to them all myself. So if I don't get back to you like immediately, please just be patient with me, and I will get to you as quickly as I can to answer your questions. Otherwise, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you're notified when I put new videos out there online about Mosaic Crochet and overlay Mosaic Crochet. So I'd like to thank you so much for joining me in today's Mosaic Crochet adventure. And if you enjoyed this video and want to explore more patterns, tutorials, and exclusive content, be sure to visit my website at yarnmosaics.com. And if you're looking to grab some beautiful mosaic crochet patterns and supplies, check out my Etsy store at yarnmosaicscrochet.etsy.com. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming projects. Until next time, happy crocheting!